Hello, welcome back to the Unique Edge. I just want to talk about a few things today. One thing is the art of manifestation and what it all really entails, and how to really do this, practically and not, get overwhelmed with the techniques and the abilities and all that stuff, because I feel like on the internet there's a lot of information and it can be overwhelming, and you don't know what to take in, you don't know what to take out. So I just want to start with, I'm not knocking any of the practices that are preached or anything like that. I'm pretty sure all of them benefit to a certain extent. Like, I'm pretty sure all of them work. It's all about, really figuring out like what works for you. But I have this suggestion. It's just to try to make things really simple. Try to make things that you can really, you know, put in your routine already, and it's not going to like overwhelm you or make you feel bad because you didn't script or you didn't get to visualize and stuff like that. Like, I think just spending 10-15 minutes a day, and if you could 10-15 minutes at night, just really doing some type of practice would be beneficial. I don't think it should be over like whelming, because I feel like in life we have so much going on, so much, we have work, some of us have kids, and we have like tons of responsibilities. So let me just give a suggestion, I guess. So the first thing I always say is to decide what you want. And this can be harder than what it seems, but you really need to hone in and decide on what you want. Okay. Um, let's say it's to build your dream home. All right. And that's like really far out there, and you may feel really far away from there. But a technique that I like to use is to look at the journey of getting your dream home, the steps to getting your dream home. Not necessarily being too focus on the how, but just having an idea of the steps of what you would have to go through. So I would say plan out like 3 months from where you're at. You technically don't have to reach the goal of having your dream home, but reaching like a milestone, So I would say, let's say that you are financially free, you know, at the moment. And one of the things of entailing to having your dream home is to be financially free. This is not in fit all scenarios. You can definitely work a normal job to have your dream home, but in this scenario, this person wants the dream home that they want. They would need to be have some type of financial freedom. Okay, some type of wealth. And let's just say 3 months from now, you want to be able to generate passive income and at a rate of like $5,000 a month or something like that. So that will be on track to getting where you want to be. And then when you do manifest that within the 3 months, the passive income, then you can go into the next milestone that you want to get you closer and closer to the bigger picture. So let's just rewind it back. So do things 3 months out. Don't really put emphasis on the big picture within 3 months. I would definitely anchor in that feeling of that's the direction you want to go, but put a lot of the energy on where you want to be 3 months from now. So visualizing is a very powerful technique. And I think that we really need to anchor in the feeling of getting the passive income, the feeling that we will get of making an extra $5,000 a month. We necessarily don't know how, but we just know that the universe is going to provide us with the conditions and the circumstances to get that. Okay. So knowing that you achieve the $5,000 a month 3 months from now passively, you will also extend the feeling of getting closer and closer to your dream of having your dream home. All right. So planning things 3 months out. Going back to visualization, getting into the feeling. What does this look like? A lot of people go deep into the five senses. I am good at visualizing, like seeing and maybe hearing things and using my imagination. Um, but some of the senses I'm not as good at, I guess I would say. But I do want to say that I really get tied into my emotions when I'm visualizing. So feeling it emotionally. What emotion do you feel, and emphasizing on that emotion? Even during visualizations, I think it should be a really deep, deep, deep practice. Like a really not just a wishful thinking and that would be nice. No, it needs to be extremely deep. Okay. And I think that crying and feeling the gratitude of already achieving what you want to gain in the next 3 months. I think there's just the emotion of happiness and just really being deep, deep, deep into these emotions will really magnify and really enhance the whole process. Okay. So spending 10, 15 minutes a day and really cutting out all distractions and really just like focusing and harnessing in the emotion and really looking 3 months ahead and rather than looking at the bigger picture, because sometimes the bigger picture, even though it's not out of your reach, but sometimes we don't have the capacity to keep that vibration because of where we're at, but another thing about visualizing, once you visualize what you want within the 3 months and you're anchoring in that feeling and also anchoring the feeling of me visualizing what I want in that 3 months, um, it's getting me closer to the overall bigger picture, is going to really get the universe to create the conditions for what you want. Okay. And you're going to realize that when you're doing these deep practices, life is going to give you a lot of resistance and you're going to realize a lot of things are going to change within. All right. And this is why people give up on manifestation, because they're like, they think it's going to be like, a piece of cake. Like all I got to do is visualize, wishful think, and then the universe would give it to me. But the truth is, we're on the earth plane, the physical plane. Things have to really move and get out the way. And with us being on the physical plane, things are really stiff. The energy is really like, it's not solid, but it's the closest form of solid when it comes to energy. So a lot of things have to change. Our patterns, our habits, our thought patterns, our relationships, the way we handle things. Okay. So the universe is working for you when you visualize. Just consider it done when you visualize what you want and really get deep into that emotion, and really know what you want and really harness in. Um, the universe is going to create the conditions for it, but just realize that also there's going to be some resistance. There's going to be some resistance. And that's okay. That's part of the plan. That's part of the journey. So don't get discouraged by it. Okay. And that's another reason why I say only look 3 months out, because if we're just focused on the big, big picture, like the dream home, the universe is going to put so much stuff in our lives and circumstances in our lives that we will have to change to get that, and we're not going to be able to take it because the resistance is going to be too much. So I think like going 3 months out is just enough to like handle within a change. And I know we want things right here right now, we want things yesterday, but just think of all the habits and patterns that got you up to this point. Just think of all the stuff you did to have the weight gain, to have the financial issues. That stuff, it may not seem like it, but that stuff took time. It built up. Okay. So you need to build up this new energy body, and it takes time, and be okay with that, because when you take time, it's you're able to sustain. You're not going to get your dream home and then lose it. You're going to have the resilience to keep it and then go after more and more things that you want in life. Whatever your dream is, you don't want it quickly, because you may not have the mindset, you may not have the habits, the ability to sustain it in the long run. And we want to do this long term. Okay. So I guess to, just to sum everything up, just a quick review: know and decide exactly what you want. Know exactly what you want. The big picture. Know what you want. Think 3 months from now. Think 3 months from now of where you want to be that will align you getting in that direction. Visualize 10, 15 minutes a day, morning, and if you can, right before you go to bed or some other time of the day. Whatever you can do, one time is good, okay? One time a day is good. Really focus in on where you want to be in 3 months, and focus in how that aligns with the bigger picture, okay? Really get deep into the emotion of how that will make you feel. Have gratitude of how that will make you feel. All right. And then within that, consider it done. Consider the conditions are going to happen. The circumstances are going to happen of what you want. Also, be aware that life is going to throw you some lemons for you to change. Okay. If you want to have that passive income, you're going to have to not be on social media, and you're going to have to be looking at content that shows you how to make passive income. Okay? You're going to have to just do things differently. And that's just an example of the things the lemons that life is going to throw at you. Is going to tell you, no, you need to get aligned with this dream. So there's certain things in your day-to-day routine and habits and patterns that you're going to have to change to get aligned with this. Okay? And I know it's common sense. Oh, of course, I don't need to be on social media. I need to look for things to make passive income. But the thing is, when you're intentionally using the universe and intentionally knowing what you're going after, yes, you're going to look for things of passive income, but it's going to be more magnetic, and you're going to learn so much in this process of looking for things, you know what I mean? And changing, and I just want to give like a quick example, and I don't want to ramble too much, but even with losing, like myself losing weight or whatever, I really learned so much about myself in that process of wanting to lose weight, because I put it out in the universe. I want to be, you know, at this, weight, or, in this health condition in 3 months from now. I really learned so much about myself, and I'm really unique when it comes to my health, and I feel amazing. And I got so much out of that process than from just not working with the universe and just letting life come with me and just trying to diet and trying to do things, that's not in harmony with how I operate, So, like I said, going back to visualizing, getting deep into that emotion, knowing what you want, expecting life to throw you some lemons to change. But this change is for the better, is getting you aligned. Okay, we're not going to get discouraged by the lemons. Just know it's part of the journey, and if you're going to learn something within whatever gets thrown at you to get you aligned to where you're going. But just know at the back of your head, hey, I'm going to take baby steps. I'm only going to think 3 months out. And every time I manifest within that 3 months, I'm going to manifest something within the next 3 months. And I'm just really going to stay aligned with the bigger picture and know where I'm going. Okay, so that's basically it that I have for today. I try to make it as simple as possible. I don't want to make everything seem, like rainbows and like, fluffy and, you know, hearts and all that other like cute stuff, because life is life, and um everything that you go through is for you, and life is for you. And what you want, consider it done. And just because life throws you lemons, um there's really lessons within those lemons, okay? And you know the saying, when life throws you lemons, make lemonade. So sweet lemonade, um, that's truly the process. But the thing is, when you don't decide where you're going, the lemons just seem random, and the lemons just, you know, you're like, I'm going to make lemonade, but where am I going to enjoy this lemonade at? You know what I mean? It's just a different way of being when you decide what you want, and then realize when life throws you lemons that you're making that lemonade, and you know where you're going to sip that lemonade. Okay, you're not just rolling with the punches and just having life just happen to you. You really are holding the hand of the universe, and it's really like guiding you to where you want to go. So it's so important to decide, and it's so important to only have like a 3 month outlook, and also anchor in that bigger picture too. All right. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you for checking in with the Unique Edge, and I hope to, hear and see you guys soon. And also, if you have any comments, please comment below. I would love to hear your feedback. Thank you.